guest has a restaurant with amazing food, but it isn't just about the delicious meal. Tailor in Nashville is about the experience and connecting with others.
It's so true. Vivek, he's the owner of Tailor. And your food, it cannot be found anywhere else. It's amazing. It's so special, and it honors your heritage of Indian cooking and, of course, your family. So tell us about the inspiration behind this.
Yeah. So the restaurant, we actually named it Tailor because all of my grandparents were tailors by profession. And our whole family, everybody works in the textile business. So whether that's making clothes, selling sewing machines, or even fabric. And it should really be my last name as well. And so when we named the restaurant Tailor, it was really to celebrate the heritage of our family and where we came from. Because a lot of the foods that we do are the dishes that we grew up eating at home.
Oh my gosh, and it smells so good. Okay, so explain how it works. I know it's not just like any other restaurant.
That's right, yeah. So coming to Tailor is really like coming to a friend's house for a dinner party. And so the idea is, you know, we have this location in Germantown. And so you come in and you hang out first in the living room. And the idea is just like a dinner party, you don't sit immediately at the dinner table. Like you hang out a little bit, you have a drink, you know, you kind of socialize with your friends.
Yeah.
And then after you've sat down and had a drink, then we'll take you into the dining room.
Awesome.
So at first you just see the living room, but then you walk through and you'll see this giant chandelier and the dining room and the open kitchen. And then you sit down for dinner. And as you sit down, we explain, well, one, you don't have to make any decisions when it comes to food. You know, we have a seasonal menu that changes every 3 months. But essentially you just sit down, we have snacks on the table, and then food starts coming. In between each course, we explain every dish. And so it's kind of like, I call it like songwriter night, but for food.
Yes.
So you get like a little bit of context into what you're eating before you have it.
Oh, I love that because it has such a story. I
That's
remember
right.
you saying that. It has such a story. So I do want to talk about what you brought today because it has a significance for Mother's Day. Tell the story about just this morning.
Of course, So this morning, you know, it's like I really wanted to make these dishes for you and show them how to do it fresh. And then I was just running out of time in the calendar. So I called my mom at like, 8:30 in the morning. I was like, Mom, I need a little bit of help from you. I gotta, shoot this on TV and I don't have time to make it. But if you can make it, then I can come pick it up. And she was like, actually, this is what I'm making for lunch anyway. So she's like, come on by anytime.
So the moral of the story is no matter what age, moms always come to the rescue.
They always come through for you. Yeah, she's
so true.
Okay,
super
tell
mom.
us what this is.
Yes, because
so
it's amazing.
this dish is called dar bhat. So dar means lentils and bhat means rice. And we come from the state of Gujarat in India. So it's the middle of country all the way on the west coast. And for us, dal and rice is a staple food. So we grew up eating this 5 nights a week at home. And when we opening the restaurant and choosing the name Tailor, I didn't yet know what the food was going to be.
Yeah.
But once we chose the name, that's when the food became very clear. I was like, we have to make the food that we grew up eating.
Yeah.
So it's not like Indian food that you find in restaurants. It's the Indian food that you find in homes. And, for mom, like, my sister, she lives out in LA. The first thing she wants when she comes home is for my mom to make this dish. Because this dish is home.
Your mom is amazing. I love Indian food.
Yes.
And it's, you find, when I lived in other places, you find the one Indian place you like.
That's
and
right.
sometimes it's hard to find it. And here I have found it.
That's right,
It's amazing.
Oh my gosh, it really is amazing. We have incredible video of your family, and I just want to ask, what does it mean to them for you to honor your heritage? Look at that, that's your grandfather.
Yeah, that's my grandfather.
So cool.
Yeah, that was his passport when he came to America.
Wow.
But I think, the family has really been so supportive in Tailor. And I think when I first started doing it, they weren't exactly sure what I was trying to do. And as the years have gone on, now we're 5 years old, the restaurant is that they're like, what you're doing is you're sharing the stories of the family. And not only that, but also preserving the culture. Like all of our parents came from India. And when they came, my dad traveled, or he moved here in 72. My grandparents moved in 78. My mom came in 1980. And always when you're an immigrant that comes to America, your hope is that your kids will remember the heritage, right? And that you can pass on the culture. And so all these traditions that we had growing up, whether it was celebrating Navratri or Diwali or India's Independence Day, learning the language, eating the food, these are the things that for me was very important when we opened Tailor, because being first generation and being born here, it's our obligation to carry on that family heritage and tradition. So that
Yes.
way we can not only pass it on to our children, but we can also share it with the community that we live in here.
And it's multi-award winning,
Yeah.
so
I
it
was
speaks
gonna
for
say,
itself. Thank
yeah.
you
Yeah.
so much.
Bon
Vivek.
Appetit, Hot 10 Best New Restaurants, Thrillist. I mean, James Beard Award semifinalist. You're amazing.
Incredible.
And so is this. So make sure to make reservations now. Experience it all for yourself. Visit TailorNashville.com.